Hi there, I'm Drew Badger, the world's first and number one English fluency guide, and it is a pleasure to welcome you to another video here on YouTube where we're going to solve yet another problem that lots of English learners have, and this is I speak English too slowly. Now, this happens for a lot of reasons, but it's a really frustrating thing. People get into conversations, and other people, maybe if you're with a native English speaker, they're speaking quite quickly, but then when you start speaking, have to speak very slowly. And maybe it's because you forget your words, or you feel stuck in conversations, or you know the vocabulary you want to use, but it just doesn't come out. And so you feel nervous, and there are actually a couple different problems that make it more difficult for you to speak in a quick way. So what we'd like to do in this video is help you reverse that problem. I hope that sounds like a good idea. Anyway, let's talk about that right now. So for developing your speed, and speed is just one of the habits you need in order to communicate fluently. Like you could just say, I'm communicating fluently, but I'm not actually, or I'm communicating quickly, I should say, but I'm not actually saying anything. So it's part of the problem here, but then there are other things like your pronunciation, grammar, your ability to listen, all of these other things that come together. And this is why fluency can be a tricky thing. I like to talk about it as a combination lock. And this just means that when you have a regular, like a lock with the little numbers on it, so if you get all of the numbers correct, the lock opens. But if you get maybe 3 numbers out of 4, you can have everything but one number correct. And then if you can't open that last number, then the lock doesn't open. So even if you know a lot of words, you can understand a lot of things, you still, maybe if your pronunciation is like already quite good, you still can't speak fluently if you're missing 1 or 2 pieces, even just one piece of the fluency puzzle. And that's why we work on all of those on this channel and in programs like Master English Conversation and the Fluency course. But in this video, let's just talk about the actual skill of communicating faster. Now, I like to think about it in general when you're just maybe walking down the street of like stumbling forward. So when I was learning Japanese, initially I would just, I'm trying to get faster with my speech. I would just say words even though they didn't really make sense, just to get into the habit of communicating faster. And just as another metaphor here, a way of connecting this idea, if you've ever been to a sporting event for young kids, like a soccer game or a baseball game, something like that. So I played both of those sports when I was a little kid. But it's interesting when you're watching, a lot of the parents, especially the fathers, are watching their kids play, and the parents always have lots of advice. They want to say like, hey, you should do this or you should do that. And they're giving their kid lots of advice. Don't make this mistake, do this thing, do that other thing, and it confuses the learner and like the sports player in that instance. So what you should be doing is just picking one thing and focusing on it. And this means that you just focus on speed, even if you make mistakes while doing that thing. So just like me, when I was saying even random words or even just sounds in Japanese, excuse me, that didn't really make much sense. So I'm saying things, but just in a kind of Japanese sounding way. Excuse me. But the same thing actually happened to me when I was maybe like 10 years old or 12 years old, I think. But I used to sing in a choir, and we had some Russian students that actually came and stayed at our house that we also had another choir. So there's a choir that came and that stayed with us. So lots of the families of people that were in my choir were hosting these people in our house. And I was sitting there playing video games with these kids, and I was trying to just say things that sounded like Russian. So I didn't actually know any Russian, but like they were just sitting with me, and I was like, yes, like just trying to say things in a way that sounded like it was Russian. So I was just trying to speak quickly, and they were kind of laughing at me a little bit. These are also younger kids about my age, but they understand what I was doing, and I was kind of like picking up a little bit of Russian at that time. I don't remember any of it now, but in that instance, I was thinking, okay, right now I'm just going to focus on speed. I'm not really trying to learn anything. I just want to try to like mimic the way they speak. So if you can do that, if you can just focus on the speed without thinking about any mistakes, just like right now, if I'm trying to give you a particular message, I might make a mistake maybe in my speaking, or if I'm like, maybe I don't express myself as eloquently or as crisply, as perfectly as I'd like to. It's okay because I'm communicating the message, and the message is the most important thing. That's what I'm focusing on. So in the same way, just try to be like that parent that's giving advice, like just one thing to their kid. And I would say, hey son, hey daughter, all I want you to do now is just focus on watching the baseball. I don't care if you make any other mistakes, you just focus on this one today and we'll worry about another problem tomorrow. Because you don't have to solve all the problems in one day. You just have to focus on one thing, and the people that get fluent are the ones that just find a problem, they focus on that, they solve that thing, and then they move on to the next one. And this is everything we do with helping people develop the 7 English fluency habits. And we have you start thinking about and improving on the weakest one. So whatever that is, if it's confidence, if it's pronunciation, it doesn't matter, but you focus on the weakest one first, you just focus on that, and then as you improve that, it starts to improve all of your other habits as well. So when you're thinking about what's the best way to improve your skills, and it's like, I want to like not communicate in a slow way when I'm speaking, just focus on the speed first. So that's what's really going to get you much more motivated and excited to speak, even if you're just speaking with other people. You don't have to, really practice it with others if you don't want to, but you can just, listen to other people and practice. Even you're taking a video like this and you can shadow what I'm saying, and to shadow just means you're speaking along with me. So right now, as I'm communicating, you can go back, like maybe play this section of the video right here, repeat it a few times, and then you can actually go back and practice with us as well. Actually, we developed an English fluency video player that lets people do this, so all the people in the fluency course and Master English Conversation get this. It's a special player we developed that lets you automatically go back and loop these sections and have as much time as you need to practice after that. But you can do that right here on YouTube. And what's nice is that after you practice shadowing me, just saying a couple of things exactly as I do them, watching how my mouth moves, so it's not trying to repeat after me, it's trying to speak along with me. But after you do that, use that little, it's like a gear icon on the video right here on YouTube, and you can click on that and change the speed of this video. So you can make it slower if you need a little bit more practice, but you can also make it faster. So try shadowing me in the same way that I'm speaking when I'm speaking faster, because you can communicate much faster if you just practice doing it. So do that same thing right here. That's a really great way just to develop the speed. You can, after you develop the speed, you can start thinking about how do I put more vocabulary and make sure I don't make any grammar mistakes when I'm speaking. All of those things we can help you develop, again, like with the fluency course or Master English Conversation. But first, right now, just focus on your speed. So that's what's going to help you communicate much faster, but you just have to practice doing it. You can't listen to a video and speak faster. You have to speak along with it. So click on that little gear icon, change the sound speed on this video so you can make it maybe like 2 times faster or 1.5 times faster, but then you can practice speaking with me, and so you'll see it get faster and faster, but you can try speaking that over and over again. So you get the kind of the flow and how I speak, and then you can start shadowing that. And if you practice at a much faster level, when you get into a regular conversation that's back at normal speed, you'll find, wow, I'm communicating quite quickly now, and now I just need to learn more new words and phrases so I can develop a vocabulary that helps me communicate even better. But that's how you do it. So try that technique out. Take this video right now, or pick anything else, whatever you enjoy listening to. If you have a scene from a movie or something, like go find a movie trailer here on YouTube and then do that same thing. So watch it in a faster speed, shadow it, and then take it down to the slower speed and see if you can repeat that same thing again, but in a much more casual and actually comfortable and confident way. Well, that's it for this video. Do try that if you want to become a faster speaker. Again, it's just something you need to practice. The only way you can really improve is to practice. That's how you develop the habits that make you communicate fluently. If you have enjoyed this video, do click that like button and become a subscriber to the YouTube channel if you have not already. And do share this video with plenty of other people who also have the same problem. If you're at a school and you know other students that are also struggling with communicating fluently and they can't communicate quickly and they want to be able to speak faster, tell them about the video. Finally, if you'd like to learn more about not only developing your all of your English fluency habits really, but specifically about speed or vocabulary, everything else, your listening, your pronunciation, we can help you do all of that at EnglishAnyone.com with our free English fluency quiz. So click on the link in this video or on the link in the description below this video to learn more about that, and we can help you solve that problem absolutely free. Well, I look forward to seeing you at EnglishAnyone.com, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.